Good morning everyone, I'm your mentor Devanshu and I welcome you all to the reports and indices session on EduTap. And guys, today the topic of the discussion is Global Gender Gap Report 2021. And guys, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the videos as well as courses offered by us. And guys, you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access of the PDFs of the lectures. And guys, the link to join the Telegram channel is being given in the description below. So guys, here we have a good news for all of you that we are running a daily exam booster series for all of you, in which we are conducting the general awareness, ESA current affairs as well as the reports and indices sessions. And guys, here is a schedule which you can follow for the daily exam booster. So guys, let's get started with the session. So guys, Geneva based Geneva-based international organization, that is the World Economic Forum, has recently released the Global Gender Gap Report 2021. And guys, this was the 15th edition of the report which has been released in the year 2021. And guys, if I talk about the first edition of the report, then it was launched in year 2006. So guys, if I talk about the Global Gender Gap Report 2021, it measures the gender equality. Guys, it is a report which is designed to measure the gender based gaps in the resources, in access to the resources and opportunities in the countries. And guys, this Global Gender Gap Report 2021 has 4 dimensions on which it evaluates the gender based gaps in the countries. And guys, on the basis of these 4 dimensions, it ranks the nations. And guys, let's see that what are the top performers as well as the worst performers of the Global Gender Gap Report 2021. So guys, if we talk about the Global Gender Gap Index 2021 rankings, so before starting the rankings, I would like to tell you that whenever you are covering the rankings of the report, what are the major 3 things that you must cover? Guys, see, first of all, you must recover the top performer of the index, then you have to cover the worst performer of the index, and guys, the most important thing here is India's rank. Okay, so guys, the please mark star here that India's rank is very much important from exam point of view. So guys, here you have to cover the top performer, the worst performer as well as the India's rank. And guys, if we talk about the top performer of the Global Gender Gap Index 2021, then we can see that Iceland is a nation which has topped the index with a score of 0.892. So guys, it is a decimal here, it is not a comma, it is a decimal. So guys, 0.892 is the score of Iceland, as Iceland has topped the index. And guys, it has been followed by Finland, Norway, New Zealand as well as Sweden. And guys, if we talk about the worst performer of the index, then Afghanistan is a nation which has been placed on the 156th position, that is the bottom of the index, with a score of 0.444. And guys, see here, the most important thing is the India's rank. And guys, the India has been placed on the position of 140. And guys, India's score is 0.625. So guys, here from this we can directly conclude that India is the 17th worst nation when we talk about the Global Gender Gap Index 2021 rankings, because there are only 16 nations behind India when it comes to the Global Gender Gap Index 2021 rankings. So guys, now let us look into the details of the sub indexes of the Global Gender Gap Index, on which the Global Gender Gap Index measures the gender-based gaps in the countries. So guys, if we talk about the framework of the Global Gender Gap Index, then it has 4 sub-indexes. And guys, here the 4 indexes are: the first index is the economic participation and opportunity, the second index sub-index is the educational attainment, the third sub-index is the health and survival, and the fourth index is the political empowerment. So guys, let's look into the details of all these sub-indexes, that what are the various indicators under these sub-indexes are and what does these sub-indexes measures. So guys, in order to measure the gender-based gap in the economic participation and opportunity, we have some indicators under the very first sub-index of economic participation and opportunity, and these indicators are the labor force participation rate, that is the percentage of women in the labor force participation. And guys, second one is the wage equality for the similar work. Third one is the estimated earned income. Fourth one is the legislators, senior officials and managers. And the last one is the professional and technical workers. And guys, if we talk about the next sub index, then it is the educational attainment. So guys, to measure the gender based gaps in the educational attainment, then we have these following indicators here. First one is the literacy rate, second one is the enrollment in primary education, third one is the enrollment in secondary education, and fourth one is the enrollment in tertiary education. So guys, these were all the indicators under the sub-index of educational attainment. Let's look into the third sub-index, that is the health and survival. And guys, under the health and survival, we have two indicators. The first one is the sex ratio at birth, and guys, second one is the healthy life expectancy in terms of years. And guys, if we talk about the fourth sub-index, then it is a political empowerment, under which the indicators are the percentage of women in the parliament, the percentage of women in ministerial positions. And guys, the third and the last sub-index here, the indicator of this sub-index is the years with female or male head of the state. In the means in the last 50 years, guys, it has been specified here that in the last 50 years the female or male head of the state. So guys, these all are the four key dimensions with the help of which the global gender gap index measures the gender based gaps in the nation. Okay, so guys, now let us look into the individual performances of all these sub-indexes, that how they have performed in the global gender gap index report 2021. So guys, if we talk about the performance of these sub-indexes, then before starting with the sub-indexes, here we have the score of the global gender gap index 2021, and guys, that is a 68%. And guys, this 68% shows the percentage of the distance which the world has traveled to attain the gender parity. Okay, to attain the gender parity. And guys, as it has only traveled 68% of the distance, that means that world is yet to cover the 32% of the distance to attain the 100% gender parity in the world. Okay, and guys, if we talk about the sub indexes, then we have all the performances of the sub indexes, and from this graph we can directly conclude that the worst performer of the index is the political empowerment sub-index, followed by economic participation and opportunity sub-index. And guys, if we talk about the top performers of the among these sub-indexes, then we can directly conclude from here that health and survival sub-index is the index which has completed, which has finished, which has traveled the most distance in order to attain the health and survival sub-index. Okay, and guys, here only 4% of the distance is being yet to be traveled to attain the 100% gender parity in the terms of health and survival sub-index. And guys, if we talk about the second most highest performing sub-index, then it is the educational attainment sub-index, which has covered the distance of 95%, means 95% of the gender parity has been attained in terms of educational attainment. So guys, this is all from the sub indexes, the performances of the sub indexes. Now let us look into the India's performance in these sub indexes. And guys, if we talk about the India's performance, then we have here on the first point, that is the political empowerment. And guys, India has been ranked 51st in the political empowerment, but guys, India has a very low score of 0.276. and guys, that means that India has fared the worst in terms of political empowerment. And guys, if we talk about the educational attainment, then India has been ranked on the 114th position with a score of 0.962. Guys, here India has a very good score of 0.962, but still India's rank is very much behind when we compare India with other countries. Okay, and guys, if we talk about the third sub index, the India's performance of the third sub index, that is the economic participation and opportunity. So guys, here we can see that India is among the worst 5 performers of the index, as India's rank is 151st and India have a very low score of 0.326. that means that India has to make a lot of efforts in order to attain the gender parity in terms of economic participation and opportunity. And guys, if we talk about the health and survival, then we can see that India is the second worst performer in the world, with as it has been placed on the 155th position, and India's score is 0.937. guys, although India's score is 0.937, but still India is the second worst performer when we talk about the India's performance in the health and survival sub index in the global gender gap index 2021. So guys, see, till now we have covered the 3 dimensions, that is, first one was the releasing body, Second one was the rankings. Third one was the pillars, or we can say the framework of the index. And guys, here we have now discussed the key findings. So guys, let us look into the key findings of the index, that what are the various key findings related to India as well as the world. Okay, so guys, if we talk about the India specific findings, then we can see here that India's position in the previous edition of the report, that is the Global Gender Gap Index report that was released in year 2019, India's position was 112th position. And guys, we all know that in 2021 report India's position is 140th. That means there is a downfall of 28 positions. Okay guys, so that it really shows us that India's gender parity has downgraded. In the gender based gaps in India has widened in the last 1 year. And guys, how much widening have taken place in terms of gender based gaps, then we can directly see that India's score in the last report was 66.8%, while now India's score is 62.5%. That is, India has closed only 62.5% gender gap in 2021, while it was 66.8% in the last report. So that means that there is a widening of 2.3% in the India's gender gap. And guys, if we talk about India's another very sad point related to India, and that is the India has become the third worst performer in South Asia. And guys, the only two countries which are behind India is Pakistan and Afghanistan. And guys, if we talk about Afghanistan, then Afghanistan is the worst performer of the global gender gap report 2021. And guys, so here that was all from the India specific findings. Now let us look at the global findings. And guys, if you talk about the global findings, then we can here see that we have already discussed that average distance traveled by the world is 68% towards the gender parity. And guys, here it will also show us the time which will be required to bridge the gender gap worldwide. And guys, that time is around 135.6 years. So guys, the report says that the world will take 135.6 more years to bridge the gender gap worldwide. And guys, there is another important thing that the report has cited here, that the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted women more severely than men. So guys, it is also once again a very important observation from the report itself. And guys, if we talk about the women's among the political empowerment of the women, then we can see that women represent only 26.1% of the 3500 parliament seats in the world, 35,500 parliament seats in the world. And guys, if we talk about the ministerial positions, then from 3400 ministerial positions, the women only represent just to 22.6% of the total seats. Okay, and guys, if we talk about the Bangladesh, so guys, Bangladesh is the only country in the world where the more women have held head of the state positions than men in the past 50 years. So guys, here there is a question to all of you which you must answer in the comment section below, that who among the following is the prime minister, that is the who is the prime minister of Bangladesh, the present prime minister of Bangladesh. So guys, please answer the question in the comment section below. And guys, here is the last point which we have among the key findings, which also tells us the time period to which it will take to bridge the gender gap worldwide among the 4 sub-indexes. Now let us see that what are these time periods. So guys, if we talk about the political empowerment of women, then to attain the 100% gender parity, it will take around 145.5 years to attain the gender parity in terms of politics. And guys, it will take about 267.6 years to attain the gender parity in economic participation and opportunity. And guys, if we talk about the educational attainment, then we can see that 14.2 years it will take to attain the gender parity in terms of educational attainment. And guys, if we talk about the health and survival, then the report cites not any kind of specific time period which will be taken to attain the 100% gender gap, the 100% gender parity in terms of health and survival. So guys, that was all the key findings that we have from the report now. So guys, now I would like to evaluate you guys that whether you have whether you remember all the key takeaways from this report session or not. And guys, how I will be doing that, I am having a small MCQ series for all of you to evaluate that whether you remember all the important takeaways from the session or not. So guys, these are the time for testing, and before starting the MCQ series, I would like to tell here that we are also running GA series as well as ESI series. And guys, GA series is being taken by the star mentor Ritika Rehal ma'am, and ESI series is being taken by our star mentor Gurkirat sir. So guys, I want to add here that please don't ever miss this series. It will be very beneficial from exam point of view, and it will complement your preparation levels as well. So guys, now let us start the MCQ series. And guys, the first question is here on your screen. So guys, if we talk about the first question, the first question states, which one of the following organizations has recently released the Global Gender Gap Report 2021? And guys, here answer the question in the comment section below. And guys, in this question you have to answer me the organization which has recently released the Global Gender Gap Report 2021. And guys, if we talk about the options, then options are World Bank, UNICEF, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, World Economic Forum, International Labour Organization. And guys, if we talk about the right answer, then right answer to the question is option D, that is World Economic Forum. So guys, now let us move on to the next question, and the next question is here on your screen. And guys, the next question states, which among is following is not the sub-index mentioned in the Global Gender Gap Index Report 2021? So guys, you have to tell me that which one of the following is not the sub-index which has been mentioned in the Global Gender Gap Index Report 2021. So guys, kindly answer the question in the comment section below. And guys, the options of this question are the cultural empowerment, educational attainment, health and survival. Option D is economic participation and opportunity. Option A is political empowerment. And guys, if we talk about the right answer to the question, then it is option A, that is the cultural empowerment. As guys, we have already discussed this, that there were 4 sub indexes on the basis of which the Global Gender Gap Index Report 2021 measures the gender based gaps in the nations. And guys, these 4 sub-indexes are educational attainment, health and survival, economic participation and opportunity, and the political empowerment. So guys, I hope that this is very much clear to all of you. Now let us move on to the next question, and next question states, what is India's rank in the recently released Global Gender Gap Report 2021? So guys, you have to tell me the India's rank in the recently released Global Gender Gap Report 2021. And guys, the options are option A is 108, option B 140, option C 126, option D 112, and option E is 144. So guys, here once again see that India's rank is very much important from the exam point of view. This question is very probable from the exam point of view, and it can be asked in the exam. So guys, kindly focus here and answer the question in the comment section below. And guys, if we talk about the right answer to the question, then we can see that the right answer is option B, that is 140. So guys, that was the third question. And now guys, I have a googly question for all of you. And guys, this googly question, let us see that how many of you are going to hit a cracking shot on this googly question, and how many of you are going to lose the wicket. So guys, the googly question is here on your screen. So the googly question says, which one of the following countries has topped the Index of Economic Freedom 2021? So guys, here once again see the dimension that have been covered, the top performer. So guys, the question is asking about the top performer of the Index of Economic Freedom 2021. And guys, if we talk about the options here, the options are Singapore, Norway, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and Ireland. And guys, please answer the comment section below. And guys, the right answer to the question is option A, Singapore. So guys, Singapore has recently topped the Index of Economic Freedom 2021. So guys, that was the googly question. Let's come back to the MCQs for practice for the Global Gender Gap Report 2021. And guys, the fourth question of the series is, which one of the following countries was the worst performer in the recently released Global Gender Gap Report 2021? And guys, the options are option A is Iraq, option B Yemen, option C Afghanistan, option D Sweden, and option E is Bangladesh. So guys, the right answer to the question is option C, Afghanistan. As we all know that it has been placed on the 156th position in the world. And guys, here the last question from this series of MCQ on the basis which has been based on the Global Gender Gap Index Report 2021. Guys, the question is the first edition of the Global Gender Gap Report 2020. The first edition of the Global Gender Gap Report was launched in. So guys, here you have to tell me the year in which the first edition of the Global Gender Gap Report was published. And guys, here the options are 2009, 1994, 2005, 2006 and 2014. So guys, as I have already discussed this in the very first slide of the session, that the first edition of the Global Gender Gap Index Report 2020, the first edition of the Global Gender Gap Report was launched in year 2006. Okay, so guys, that was all the questions from this MCQ series. Now there is a homework question for all of you, which you must answer the question in the comment section below. And guys, the question is, which one of the following organizations has recently released the India FinTech a USD 100 billion opportunity report? And guys, the options are Boston Consulting Group, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Confederation of Indian Industry, both BCG and FICCI, and the last option is both BCG and CII. So guys, you are required to answer the question in the comment section below. Now guys, let us move on to the homework question of the previous lecture. And guys, see, the homework question from the previous lecture was already from the Global Gender Gap Report 2021. And guys, the question was, how much time will it take to bridge gender gap globally as per the Global Gender Gap Report 2021? And guys, the right answer to the question is option E, that is 135.6 years. So guys, I hope that the session was very much useful as well as fruitful to all of you. And if you liked it, then please give a thumbs up in the comment section below. Please like the video. And guys, still, if you have any query related to the exam or related to any other thing or any kind of guidance you want, then you can drop us a mail at the rate hello@edutap.co.in, and you can also call us at 814-620-7241. So guys, I will meet you in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.